At the most recent Magic the Gathering Mythic Championship, a situation happened that was very similar to the Blitzchung one, and Wizards of the Coast did not respond in the same awful way that Blizzard did. So if you do not already know, I have discussed it in quite a few other videos, but at a Hearthstone event, a player named Blitzchung during a post-match interview had voiced his support for the protests in Hong Kong, saying things like "Liberate Hong Kong," and he was also wearing a mask, and it was very short, but Blizzard had actually responded to this situation by suspending him from professional play for a whole year, rescinding his prize earnings, and they also even fired the casters of the interview. Now, they have taken a lot of heat from this. Boycott Blizzard was trending on social media, and even lawmakers have expressed their deep concern over how Blizzard has acted in this situation. They did take a few steps back by changing his punishment from 1 year to 6 months, and they did not take away any of his prize earnings. They also rehired the casters, but it just was not what people wanted. But it has become a huge controversy at this point. And something similar actually happened at a Magic the Gathering Mythic Championship this past weekend. Magic the Gathering Arena is a direct competitor to Hearthstone, and a lot of players that stuck by boycotting Blizzard have even went to Magic the Gathering Arena after this situation, but a player named Li Shitian, a player from Hong Kong, actually came out onto the stage wearing a mask, like Blitzchung did, because it represents anonymity, and it's a pretty clear message as to why he did so, and he actually made top 8, which congratulations to him. He has been a professional player for many years. He's made top 8 at Pro Tours on 5 different occasions, and he's won 1 Grand Prix, and he's topped 7 others. But during his top 8 interview, he made a few statements. One of the main ones that he said was, "Life has been very tough in my hometown of Hong Kong. It feels so good to play Magic as a free man." I am obviously a lover of Magic the Gathering. I have hundreds of thousands of cards. I play Magic the Gathering Arena. I live stream it once a week at least. I have a podcast dedicated to Magic the Gathering, and I am just so happy with Wizards of the Coast. I really want to give them props here. They did not create a situation out of it. They did not force him to remove his mask later on. They did not cut the microphone during the interview. They did not give him a public warning or even ban him like Blizzard did to Blitzchung. Becca Scott, the announcer, just continued the conversation along. She went into discussing the game itself, and he did too. He obviously wasn't doing it to make a situation, or really to make a public message. It just was all handled in such a great way, and I of course give props to Becca Scott, the announcer, for really steering the conversation in another direction, but also saying how she could see the emotion in his eyes while he talked about it, and she just continued the conversation along with what was proper to the situation, the game. And I am also really happy with Wizards of the Coast because they really handled it in such a good way. They have not made a big deal out of it, and I really hope at this point that that doesn't change. Obviously, it just recently happened, but I feel like they would have already made a statement if they wanted to, and they see their direct competitor, Blizzard, being kind of nailed from this situation. They have been hammered on social media for 2 weeks at this point, so I feel like they've kind of taken that example and they're just going to let it slide. Now, I do want to say Wizards of the Coast does have a deal with Chinese companies actually, just like Blizzard. Wizards of the Coast did announce last year a partnership with Tencent to bring Magic the Gathering Arena to China, and while we do need to be wary of partnerships like that, obviously they didn't respond to the situation like Blizzard did, where Tencent actually owns 5% of a stake in their company. The situations are very different, though we can tell at this point which company was afraid of losing their investors and which company wasn't going to overreact and just react too fast. That was a problem with Blizzard. They responded far too quickly. They did not have the time to assess the situation and really just think about a move before they made it. In the end, I am very glad Wizards of the Coast did not make any outrageous moves and ban him for a year or rescind his prize money. The best move sometimes is just to do nothing at all. But that is all that I wanted to discuss today. Congratulations to him for making top 8. He unfortunately did not win, but it is still such an amazing accomplishment, and I am overall glad the moves, the non-moves even, that Wizards of the Coast has made in this situation. Like I said, I think the announcer handled the situation fantastically, and overall I'm just glad that it's turned out to be a positive situation. But if you enjoyed this video, of course, please make sure to share it and give it a like if you enjoyed, and of course if you did not, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.